What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, we're back with a vehicle that hasn't been on the channel in quite a while. It's been sitting in my front yard and the grass is literally growing up around it, along with several of my other cars. This is starting to look like Sam Crack's cow pasture, minus the cattle. This is my Dodge Ram SRT 10, the Viper Ram. I had to stop driving it because it was profusely leaking oil and I thought I fixed it. Turns out I didn't. So in this video, I'm hoping that I finally figured out where the oil leak is coming from. If I'm right, we're gonna fix this whole deal for about $15. Now, unfortunately, this truck has been sitting here for quite a while. It is absolutely drivable. I don't want anybody to think that it's like completely broken, it doesn't run, it doesn't drive. It absolutely does. Good Lord, I'm gonna get soaking wet coming through here. It is a great truck, and it's in remarkable condition, and I got it for a steal of a deal. Unfortunately, this truck has a massive oil leak. Look at that. Fires right up, man. Like, not a problem. Now, I don't want this truck to run for very long. If I can fix this oil leak today, I might even drive this thing home. Or maybe not, because it's raining today, and these windshield wipers don't appear to be working very well. I don't want this engine to get warm because I need to clean all the oil off of it. That's the first step. When you have a difficult to diagnose oil leak, you really want to get your engine cleaned up as much as possible. Now, there's also dyes that you can put in the motor to assist you in finding where the oil leak is coming from. I find most of the time you can diagnose this stuff yourself, but it is of the utmost importance that you get in there and you really thoroughly clean everything. Because when you've got oil all over the place, it becomes exceptionally difficult to figure out exactly where it's coming from. This poor truck has just been sitting in. I can't believe, number one, I can't believe that I've had two Dodge Vipers and now a Viper truck on the channel. I mean, a total of 3 Vipers on the channel. If you consider this a Viper, and some of you probably don't, but I do. This is absolutely a Dodge Viper. It's just in a pickup truck format. This thing's a blast to drive. It's a ton of fun. Now, our oil leak is coming from somewhere over here. And yeah, tell me what you guys think. In the previous video that we did on this truck, I replaced all the hoses with silicone hoses. Okay, we've got a silicone upper, we've got silicone heater hoses, all the way to the heater core over here. These are all brand new. And we've got a silicone lower hose as well. I don't know if you guys could even see it, but it's down there. And I thought we had a valve cover leak. So we took off the valve covers, we replaced the gaskets, and they were bad. But unfortunately, after replacing them and spraying some carb cleaner on everything, we still have oil just leaking everywhere. Do you guys see? Do you see this mess all over the exhaust manifolds? It looks like, take a look around the exhaust manifolds. You'll notice as you get closer to the oil cap, you see more and more oil, especially right there. See the discoloration? And then it moves down a little bit, but then it just kind of goes away towards the back of the engine. It's all right here, and right above it is the oil cap. Now, the best part is, this is not a factory oil cap. And I'm thinking we got something wrong with the cap. I really do. I think the oil is coming out of the cap and running down and making a mess. That's what I think. And if this is literally the whole reason we have an oil leak out of this truck, that would be a blessing. That would be an absolute blessing. And yes, I'm making sure it's click tight. Now, unfortunately, finding an OEM replacement oil cap for this is kind of difficult. You can find them. They are pricey. I don't even care about the price. The problem is getting them. They'll tell you that it could be like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 3 weeks, who knows. I need one now. Look at that. See the oil all over it? That's just from taking off the oil cap. I'm telling you, I think it's coming from the oil cap. So let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run into the shop real quick. First of all, let me make sure I also got something for the cooling system too. Yeah, we're still good and full on coolant. Fresh coolant because we did the hoses. You see how this gasket is just, you can see that, right? No good, man. The cooling system is not holding any pressure. So I bought a new radiator cap and I bought a new oil cap from, I think, Motorrad, which is probably the same cap that's on it now. So we're going to replace both of these. We're going to degrease the engine with Super Clean, hit it with a pressure washer, and we're going to take it for a little rip, And we're going to come back and see if we still have oil all over the place. Because if we do, then obviously we've got something else going on. Maybe a cracked valve cover. I don't know. But if we don't, then we fix this truck for, I don't know, $13, $14, call it $20 when you include the oil cap and the radiator cap. All right, I got everything laid out here. Let's start with the radiator cap because this is an easy one, guys. 99.9% of the time, when you find that your cooling system is not holding pressure, or if you see your hoses collapsing on themselves, 99.9% of the time, it is a defective radiator cap. I want you to take a look at the two of these side by side. You can clearly see which one is really grooved and worn out versus what a brand new one looks like. So this is a no-brainer. I'm fairly certain that's going to fix this problem. Next, the oil cap. This is, I just don't know. Here's the one coming off of it, and even the seal looks to be in good shape. So I don't know. Unless the oil cap is somehow cracked, or broken, come back here. I'm not really seeing how this could be a problem. Actually, the seal's different. Hold up. Is this cap different? This cap is different. Oh. You know what? I don't think the cap is different. I think these caps are identical. They're the same brand. I'll be damned, I was right. I didn't even know this. I want you to take a look at both of these caps. These are the same brand cap. They have the same M on the front, okay? Exactly the same cap. But the difference is the seal. The seal for this one is right here. It's a ginormous, no, come back. It's a ginormous seal that sits on the very bottom. It sits on this lip right here at the bottom. You see this? Push it down. There it is. The seal is huge and it sits on the bottom. There is no seal on the bottom of this one. None. The seal actually fits in a groove right here under the threads. Not a big seal on the bottom. What? Let's pull this off. I gotta see this. Something is wrong with this. So somebody must have added this. That seal doesn't make sense. That doesn't work. Oh, there is a seal here. There is, right there. This one does have, you probably can't see it on camera, but there is a seal right there. And somebody threw an extra seal on it to try to make it work. Now that we've got that figured out, I want you to take a look at the difference, if you can even see between this seal and this seal. Do you see how this one protrudes? This is a nice thick seal. This one is rather flat. So I've been saying ever since I got this, I was like, they sold it on a red light. They had it said it was leaking oil, massive oil leak, and I got it for stupid cheap money. And I thought, man, I don't know, I'll take a shot on it. Oh, I can feel the difference. Oh yeah. Wow, that seal's nice. I can feel the firmness, and you can see the seal is now soaked with oil because it's actually getting in there and sealing. When I put this one on, this one just kind of, see, look how loose and wobbly. See, and it's already tight. It's just, it's so loose going in there. This one, when you put it in, is tight. I mean, as soon as you start turning it, you can see it's not flopping around. Like, that's got a good seal. That's got a really good seal. Are you serious? Somebody dumped this thing on a red light with engine problems because the oil cap was... I'll never understand people. I'll never. If that fixes it, guys, I'm probably driving this one home today. So my next step, super clean, guys. You know I love this stuff. I'll put a link to this down below through an Amazon affiliate link. If you're interested, I highly recommend you get you some super clean. I'm going to absolutely saturate this side of the engine, and everything below is covered in oil. I mean, this thing's been leaking for a long time, so everything down here, including the steering suspension, the steering linkage, everything down here is literally soaking wet. So we're just going to spray the living hell out of everything on this side of the engine. We're going to let it soak. Then we're going to come back with a pressure washer, and we're going to try to spray this off. We're going to take it for a ride, and I think we fixed our problem. So before we get started, this has been my go-to pressure washer for the last couple years. It was sent to me as a review unit from a company called, is that Tiandi? It's a 7 horsepower, 4,200 PSI pressure washer, 212 cc's overhead valve engine. This thing is really competitively priced, especially for what it is. A 7 horse, 4,200 PSI pressure washer. This thing is nice, guys. I've been using it for years and it's still serving me well. So if you're interested, I'll put a link to this below the video as well. Let me make sure it is on. And I'll bet she just fires right up. Maybe not. It hasn't been run in about a year. Is the choke on? Gas? Oh, it's in run. There we go. There we go. I bet it starts now. There we go. There we go. Look at that. 4K, baby. Woo! All right. Let's see what kind of damage we can cause under the hood of this truck here. Get you guys in a position that looks good. There we go. Got a little wet. Let me dry you guys off. There you go. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think she looks pretty good down here, considering there was a lot of oil all over down here before. And I'd say we did a pretty good job getting it all cleaned up. So now I'm gonna let this kind of drip dry for a minute. Look at all the oil. Look at the discoloration on the ground there. You see all those colors? Yeah, there's a lot of oil on the ground. A lot of oil. That was a lot that came out from under this. I'd like to get underneath it, but unfortunately to do that, we'd need to get it on the lift. That's going to be a little difficult because of how low to the ground this bumper is. Look at that. I mean, she's low profile, guys. I'm just going to let her sit here and drip dry. Boy, it's just everywhere. Look down here. Look at all that oil. That's just giving you an idea of how bad this really was. I got them rainbow colors in my cup, it's looking rough, man. Let's let her sit here and drip dry for a little bit, guys, and we'll come back, fire it up, take it for a test drive, and cross our fingers that we just fixed this truck that somebody abandoned. Somebody let this go for cheap because of a simple oil cap. Would you take a look at the poor Cobra? This poor Cobra, 11,000 miles, and look at it. Look how the weeds have just started growing up around this car. This is shameful, man. I'm trying my damnedest to hold on to these cars because I intend to send most of them down to Barrett-Jackson on October 8th, and that's going to be in Arizona. I forgot what the name of the town was. Scottsdale. How I could forget that, I don't know. But Scottsdale, Arizona is where I'm intending to send quite a few of these. Is this locked? No, I left it unlocked. Obviously, we just had some, significant rain out here. Now, as you can see, the car is dry, man. Take a look at the floors. Not wet. Still needs to be detailed real good inside and out. And one of the last things that I need to do to this car is replace, I was trying to figure out how to do this, but you guys know my electric seat doesn't work. It doesn't move because it was underwater. So it's hard to find a mint condition, original condition Cobra seat. And although this isn't mint, this is the original seat to the car, and I'm not trying to find another one. So what I did is I found somebody that sells rebuilt seat tracks. It's got all the motors and everything already on it. Professionally rebuilt. Cost me about $350 for the track and all new motors and all new wiring. So we're going to get that. We're going to install that. We're going to take this seat out, put the new motors, the new track and everything in, and unbolt it from the bottom of the seat, put it all together. And I think that's the last thing other than sending this thing down for a professional detail at the auto spa. But I'm going to wait to send this to the auto spa until it's closer to October 8th. So that's the plan right now. And I know a lot of you are concerned I'm going to lose a lot of money. I don't think I can get into the specifics of the situation, but just trust me. I think we've got things figured out in a way that's going to work for everybody. And I hope you guys maybe will join us down there. Scottsdale, Arizona, October 8th. The Hummer may or may not be going. I don't know. The Viper truck, once it gets if we can get this issue resolved, get a good paint correction and a coating on this thing will be the chef's kiss, man. I think this will do all right. BMW i3, I've had a lot of people asking about some of these. This one, I've got somebody that buys quite a few of my cars. He's actually interested in this and he wants to give it to a family member. So I'm holding off on selling it until he decides what he wants to do with it. Then the truck, the Avalanche, I've had a million people asking me about the Avalanche. This one, the same guy, he wants to buy this too for himself for hurricane season. Then I've had a lot of people asking about Nick's Saab. A lot of you saw the community post and the Instagram post. This car is going to be going down the road. I'm going to be looking at $4,000 for this, but I need to mention to you guys, when you get torrential downpours of rain, this car gets wet. A normal rain, it does. Fuck. Piece of shit. Isn't that the way it goes? And there we go. Are you happy? Yeah, it's happy. Okay, good. So we can check the inside and see if it's wet, because I have no idea. It looks like it's wet. Let's find out. Uh-oh. Why isn't the... There we go. Yeah, it's damp. It's not flooded, but it's absolutely damp. And you can see the windows. You can see they're fogged up. The front's not damp at all. Neither is that. It's usually just this. Occasionally, that will get a little damp, but it's mostly going to be this. Could be a clogged drain. Could be a seal, not sealing. I don't know. And I'm not messing with it. I'm just not going to do it, guys. This car is going to go down the road because if you didn't see the posts, then you don't know that I bought a new car for Nick for his 17th birthday. He just turned 17, and unfortunately, while he had a good birthday, somebody kind of broke his heart, and I felt really bad for the kid. So I decided, you know what, we're going to buy him something better than a Saab, all right? The Saab's a good car, but I wanted him to have something with a little muscle behind it, you know, some of that good old American V8 muscle. So stay tuned, and we're going to do a big reveal on the channel here real soon. We're going to surprise him, and then I'm hoping maybe he'll get into cars a little bit. You know what I mean? Maybe he'll get a catback exhaust, a cold air intake. Maybe we can get that kid into coming out here and doing little mods and do it on the channel and have some fun. Whoa, the truck was rolling. I forgot to set the e-brake. There we go. I know that e-brake seems loose, but the truck's not rolling. It works. All right, let's fire the truck up. And if you're wondering about the okay, thank you. Everything off, we're good. If you're wondering about the Prowler, that one is definitely going to Barrett-Jackson. The Cobra is definitely going to Barrett-Jackson. And then the Barracuda is most likely also going to Barrett-Jackson as well. So hopefully that's kind of a fleet update real quick. And the Impala SS coming very soon. In fact, in just a couple days, Monkey Wrench Mike, Santa's Workshop, Brian, myself, we're all going to go out and we're going to try in one day, in one video, we're going to try to do the motor swap with the $10,000 545 horsepower Smithing Performance 406 small block. We're going to try to swap it over with exhaust, CVF Racing, serpentine belt kit, cold case, radiator, and Flowmaster pipes. It's pipes exhaust on that one. We're going to jump in and try to do everything in one video, so stay tuned, because if it all works out, we're going to jump in a video and we're going to drive away in the Impala with fresh tires and a nice 545 horsepower engine right along with. So I've got a lot going on the channel, guys. Just bear with me and stay tuned. Now we got this thing running. Seems like she's running well. It's actually running really smooth. Really smooth. I've already got pressure starting on the cooling system. Used to, I could push this hose all the way down. I can't now. And we just started it. So we've already got pressure building on the cooling system. That's good. That's good. It's running like a top. I'm gonna let it sit here and idle, kind of dry this off for a minute. And then we'll take her for a spin, guys, and cross your fingers, because if somebody really dumped this truck, damn, it's so hard to let go of cars. It really is. If this is fixed for literally like $20, I went and changed the damn valve cover gaskets on it. I mean, they needed to be changed anyway, and the hoses were bulging. They needed to be changed anyway. But I mean, seriously, if this thing is fixed for like 20 bucks in parts, and a dealership dumped this thing because it had an oil, it's sometimes, guys, you really got to look for the diamonds in the rough. Are we ready to go for a ride? I'm ready to go for a ride. I gotta know, either we fixed it or we didn't. If we didn't, then this is gonna get a little more complicated, guys. This may end up being something I gotta send down to I may have to send it to a professional, but at least now, look at the brake light flashing. Yes, I know the emergency brake. Isn't it nice that it tells you that, though? How many times do people jump in a car with the e-brake on? You don't realize the e-brake was on, and they just continue driving it, right? It happens. Oops, sorry. Clutch all the way in. Headlights and fog lights on. E-brake off. And reverse. I mean, it's the moment of truth. And I don't know if I told you guys this or not, but I looked up the Carfax report on this before I got it, or right after I got it, one or the other. And I found that somebody had just replaced the clutch master cylinder, the clutch slave cylinder, the clutch was replaced, the flywheel was resurfaced, the rear main seal was changed in this as well. So, like, somebody just did some really big work on this truck. Now, it does have some miles on it. I can't remember what it is, 170. Yeah, it's got some miles. Somebody drove this one, 179,425 miles on the odometer of this truck. So it was well loved, but it rides good, it drives good, it's got good shocks, transmission shifts great, cold air conditioning, hot heat, all the lights and signals and everything works. It's got a nice aftermarket stereo system, double din touchscreen. It's a nice truck. It's a really nice truck. Good tires. This is one that I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna send this to Barrett Jackson. But I'm also sitting here thinking, I got such a good deal on this, and I was looking at another Viper today. Trust me, I know, but I can't help it. I was literally looking. I'm looking at an older one, a first gen, a 90. That was me, guys. I'm not used to pushing the clutch all the way in. This clutch goes a long way. It was a 93 Viper. Unfortunately, it's the convertible variety. I prefer the hardtop, but the original Viper, no air conditioning, no safety nannies at all, 80,000 miles on the odometer. I found it on a dealer auction for $24,499. I about died. I was like, man, 24 grand for a Viper? That's crazy. Clean title, by the way. 4 owners, clean title, running in driving condition, I don't know. It was red light as is, and I thought, man, I almost did it. And then I said, you know what? I've got a Viper right here. It may not be exactly the same as driving the actual Dodge Viper, but I've owned 2 Vipers and now a Viper truck, and I'm here to tell you the performance, it seems very similar. It's just the truck is a lot more comfortable. It's a lot more manageable. It feels a lot more tame in the way it handles. Not tame as in the truck doesn't have the same power. In fact, this truck has more power than an old school Viper from 1993. In 93, these V10s were producing 400 horsepower, and this one is producing 505. So definitely a big difference in the performance department. I'm just saying the truck still feels like a Viper. It's got the heart and the soul of a Dodge Viper. It just feels like something you can actually drive and enjoy a whole lot more. Now, as you can see on the speedo here, we're doing 70 miles an hour. That's another thing about this truck. It is so big that you can go really fast and it doesn't feel like you're going really fast. Now, I'm not going to do any ripping on it today, mainly because you can see the roads are completely soaking wet. You know Vipers, they love to spin out if you're not careful. Wet roads and Vipers just do not get along. So I'm going to drive it pretty conservatively, but it shouldn't matter whether I'm ripping on it or whether I'm cruising in 4th gear at 3,000 RPM. If this thing's going to start pushing oil out of something, it's going to push oil out of something. And we're going to find out as soon as we get back. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to make you ride along with me for the entire 10-mile ride. I'm going to drive at this thing and I'm going to enjoy it for the next 7 or 8 miles. And then we are going to return when I get back to the house. We're going to pop the hood. I expect maybe there'll still be a little bit of steam or smoke coming from under the hood from it drying off. But there shouldn't be any smell of oil, and it should not be smoking profusely. And that's what it always does after you take it on a nice ride like this. It just bellows smoke out from under the hood, from the driver's side only, and it's very obvious. So I lied, we're back, because I went through my little turnaround spot, and you know, I usually do a donut there, and I did, just for fun. I did a little donut, spun the truck around. I was like, oh man, it's a fun truck, really. It's a funnest truck I think I've ever owned in my life. Like a V10 500 horsepower V10 under the hood of a short wheelbase pickup truck. It's with a manual transmission, absolute blast to drive. So I get on this road, and you know, I said I wasn't going to rip on it or anything because the roads are wet, and well, Vipers and wet roads don't go well together. And I lied about that too, because as soon as I got on the road, I was like, oh, I'm just going to hit it a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. I swear to you, it really was just a little bit. And I didn't think there was any reason to film it. I'm just out here having some fun, enjoying my drive. Even though it's raining, it's a beautiful day. I feel so great today. And by the way, today is literally the day after you just watched the video where I basically told everybody IDGAF anymore. Okay, I try to be polite and keep it relatively PG-13 in this video, but I came out and I said, I just don't care about all the BS and the ifs, and it just, none of it matters anymore. And I'm telling you, I'm dead serious when I said that. Find a way of, find peace in not giving a flip anymore. Seriously, just live that way. And if you can't do it now, I promise you, when you have a health scare, you'll find it then. That's when I think most people find that moment, is when they have a health scare. I had one right at a year ago, and I'm finding the IDGAF piece now because I've got another health scare that I haven't talked about, and I'm not going to talk about it yet. I've already called my doctor. I tried to get in. Welcome to the new age healthcare system, right? I pay $1,000 a month for my own healthcare through Blue Cross. $1,000. I'm not joking. I pay $1,000 a month for my health coverage, and they can't get me in until the 18th of June, and it could be a serious problem. I called my surgeon, and he's like, yeah, it could be a problem, but if you have any life-threatening symptoms, go ahead and come into the ER. And it's like, thanks. I didn't need you to tell me that, but yeah, I'll come into the ER if I feel like I'm having a life-threatening situation. Let's just hope that I'm not asleep or I'm not working on a car or something if this arises and there's nobody here to help me. Anyway, just another rant about things in life that I think we're all having to deal with. The healthcare is too expensive, and there aren't enough doctors and surgeons to take care of the patients that they have, but we're still paying out the ass for it. And again, you need to find peace with just not caring so much about all the little things in life, because I can promise you, if you're laying on your deathbed, or even if you're just getting prepped for surgery, you're going into the OR, I can promise you, those moments where you're sitting there alone, there's no family that can be there to support you. I promise you, you're not worrying about this BS anymore. You're not worrying about all the little stuff in life that's been bugging you for so long. It doesn't matter anymore. So why does it matter now? You want to know a secret? It doesn't. It doesn't matter now. It just matters because you're not dying. That's what it comes down to. You're not dying. There's really no risk of you dying, so it matters today. All right, we made it back. The question is, guys, do we have a fixed truck? Or she's not smoking. Guys, normally there's just smoke billowing out this truck. All right, let's not get too excited yet. No, she's dry. Are you serious? I can still smell some of the oil burning, but it's burning off the exhaust manifold. But when I would get back from a trip like this, the exhaust manifold would literally, I know you see some shiny down there. That's that old caked on stuff, man. That stuff is just stuck. Even with degreaser to pressure washer, I could not get that off. That's just dried on. There's no fresh. And before, you could look under the oil cap and it would just be dripping and oozing with oil everywhere. There'd be oil pouring down everything down here, oil everywhere. Do we have pressure on the cooling system? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. The hose is not, it's warm. The hose is not completely hard as a rock, but you can't completely compress the hose anymore. And you used to be able to do that as well. So I can't believe this, ladies and gentlemen. We fixed a major oil leak in this truck. Major. I mean, that was a big deal. That was a really big deal. And I'm literally, sometimes it's the small things. Sometimes it's the small things that you just let slip by because it seems like it's just too unlikely. You know, it's like there's no way it could be that easy. And I'm that type of guy. I'm that type of guy that has a nasty habit of overcomplicating simple situations. And this is a perfect example of it. I went through and replaced those valve cover gaskets, and these are not easy valve cover gaskets to replace, okay? These are a real PITA. You're bent over. I mean, the truck, even though it's a small truck, it sits up high. It's difficult bending over it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I changed those gaskets, and I use the good ones too, man. Those gaskets were expensive. I put them on, took it for a rip, and immediately is pouring oil back out. It was smoking all over the place. I was pissed. And that's why I did, in that one day, I did the silicone hoses. Those were a major pain. The valve cover gaskets, those were a pain. After I got done coming back from that trip, and the thing was still smoking everywhere, I got pissed off, and I parked it over there, and I just said, I washed my hands of it for a while. I said, I'm done. I'll come back to it later. And then I was looking at it. Before I finished putting it away and walking away from it, I was just kind of looking at it, and I kept seeing oil all down the valve cover. And it looked like it was pouring out of where the damn oil cap was. So I thought to myself, there's no way it's that simple. There's no way it's going to be that easy or cheap of a fix, because if it was, the dealer that owned it before me would have fixed it. Surely a dealer, right, would have spent $12, $13 on an oil cap and tried that first, right? But as you saw, they had the right oil cap. Somebody knew the oil cap was leaking. That's what kills me. You can buy this at O'Reilly Auto Parts. That's where I got it from. This is not a special order. If you want the OEM cap, it's special order. But this cap right here, this Master Pro Select oil cap, this is an O'Reilly part number, guys. So listen, if you got a Viper and you're finding yourself in this situation, the part number is 8111. It's made in China. And it still has the original gasket, the O-ring down there. It's just worn out. It's crushed. It's completely worn out. So somebody went and found a gasket that doesn't belong. They stuck it on here and doubled up the gaskets. And I didn't know that wasn't factory. I had no idea. This is how it came to me. I thought this is how it was supposed to be. Something as simple and cheap as an oil cap is what was causing a massive oil leak on this truck. And it caused a dealer to run away from the truck and dump it on a red light to somebody like me, who, although at first glance didn't figure it out, eventually said, you know what? For $12 or $13, isn't it worth a shot? I'm gonna tell you now, it was absolutely worth a shot. So now I have a decision to make on the truck. Now I'm in love with the truck again. I'll bet I don't have tags on it. Nope, I don't have tags on it. Okay, so now I have a decision to make with this truck. I got it super cheap, guys. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I'm fairly certain it was, I don't know, 18 grand? 18 or 19. It's a crazy deal for this truck, guys. You just don't see very many of these anymore. This was the first generation, the first iteration of this truck, and you could only get the manual transmission if you bought the short cab. The single cab is the only one. If you got a quad cab or a crew cab, you had to have an Allison transmission that they pulled out of one of their diesel trucks and they threw into these. And although it's a great transmission, I don't have any complaints with the Allisons. Or maybe it's not an Allison. I think it's just, I don't think it's an Allison. That's Chevrolet that uses Allison transmissions on their diesels. Either way, it's whatever they put behind the Cummins is the transmission that, it is an Allison. I'm certain they used Allisons in these. Anyway, I prefer the short cab with a manual gearbox and a 500 horse V10. To me, it's the only way to ride this truck. So now I gotta decide what to do. How much were they asking for this? Because I've got oil all over. Oh, easy. I got oil all over my hands here. But they were asking 2004 8.3 liter V10, 179,000 miles, blah blah, 6-speed manual. They didn't put a price on it. Oh, there it is. $25,000 is what they were asking for this originally. And then eventually, after they started realizing it had problems with leaking oil, they quickly dropped the price down to what I bought it for at a wholesale auction for around 18,000 bucks, only to find out it could be fixed for about $12. Now, with that said, I did put some other parts into it. Like I said, the silicone hoses were not cheap. I also bought some oil cooler line hoses. I bought power steering line hoses. So I probably have an additional $600 valve cover gaskets in parts. So add that to it. But even with that included, guys, what a steal of a deal for a truck like this, in my opinion. So what do you guys think I should do with it? I could send it down to Barrett Jackson. Regardless, I'm going to send it to Brian at the Auto Spa because the paint is, it's not faded, but it's oxidized. It's not even oxidized, it's just dirty. It's just dirty. Look, that cleans right up. Are you kidding me? I thought this was going to be harder. Look at this. Oh, hell. It just needs a bath. Either way, I think sending it down to the Auto Spa, getting a nice paint correction, and a nice ceramic coating on this, cleaning up the wheels and everything, it would make this truck look absolutely phenomenal. And now I got to decide, is this something I want to try to keep for myself, drive it around and enjoy it? Do I want to sell it and use the money to buy some other stuff? I don't know. So I think we're about to get out of here. But before we go, I know a lot of you have been wanting me to buy some new cars for the channel. And for me, it's like, good God, man. I've got so many cars. I've got so much work going on. And I've had so much of my time being taken by that damn Dodge Charger Scat Pack that it's been difficult. But I did finally sit down the other day and thought, you know, we're going to do something we haven't done in a while. We have not done any Copart or insurance auto auction buys in a long time. I mean, I've been finding so many great deals. Ow, mother fuck. What? Oh, you little bastards. Did I stand in an anthill? I did. I stepped right on an anthill. That's a fire anthill right there. Yeah, they're crawling up me. Okay. Let me... That little bastard was dug into my hand, just biting the shit out of me. Anyway, I did get to thinking about it. I was like, man, you know, we started this channel doing Copart and IAA videos, and I thought, you know, it's time we go back. We got some really nice cars on the channel, but it's been a while. So I thought, let's go see what Copart and Insurance Auto Auctions has to offer. And I'm here to tell you, I won some cars for you guys I think you're going to really enjoy. One of them, I believe it's a 1996 Chevrolet Corvette. This is an interesting one because it's coming from Houston. It's a flood damaged car, salvage title, and the mileage was unknown. And I thought, wow, this is fun. So I did a Carfax on it. Carfax reported the most recent mileage has only 30,000 miles. 30,000. It's red on red on red. It's like triple red, guys. I mean, it's weight for this car, and I got it for $4,000, $4,000 for a 30,000 mile C4 Chevy Corvette. This could be a great deal, or it could be a total disaster. Next, another one I think you guys are going to enjoy is something I've never seen before. It's a 1970 International Harvester. This is I think it's a T1000 or something. No, that's the Terminator. Sorry. It is an International Harvester 1000. It's got a V8. It's got air conditioning, well optioned, beautiful truck, and it's coming from Mississippi. It is a non-runner. It's a donation. So we know absolutely nothing about it. The Corvette, I can't remember if it runs or not, so stay tuned for that. International Harvester definitely doesn't run. Beautiful old truck. Definitely kind of a driver quality condition truck. Non-running, I think that'll be a lot of fun to bring to the channel and try to see if we can get it going. I don't know if it's two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. I have no idea. Next, for my stepson, I bought him like a 2012, 2013 Dodge Charger RT. All right, that one is coming soon. Beautiful car. And I got it for a steal of a deal. I got it, God, what was it? $5,300, something like that. Like, that was out the door. Clean title, one owner. Carfax report is something you would have to see it to even believe that somebody took a Dodge Charger RT to the dealership and had it serviced so regularly. Every fluid, everything on that car has always been serviced well ahead of schedule. I'm serious. Every fluid, multiple times. So stay tuned for that one. And then finally, for the life of me, I can't remember what the last one is. Found it. This one's crazy. A 1989 Toyota pickup truck. This one's kind of cool, guys. I'm going to let you down here. Just what do you think? Man, kind of camo looking, right? This is a really unique truck. I think it's two-wheel drive. I believe it's a manual transmission with 100,000 miles on it. It's honestly a really cool. I'm looking at it right now. It's when you see it, it's not a standard truck. Like, it's not a regular Toyota pickup truck. They've done a bed conversion on it, like a cold air scoop on the hood, tow package. I mean, somebody really put some work and some money into this thing. It almost looks like some kind of a rally truck or something. It is really cool, and I'll be honest, I don't even remember what I paid for it, but it really wasn't that much. That one says it's a salvage title for a rear-end collision, but I looked at the pictures. I saw a tiny bit of damage to the bed. It's kind of a flat bed with these little rails on the sides or whatever. It looked like one of those rails is maybe bent out a little, but it looked to me like if you took a block of wood and a good-sized sledgehammer, you could knocked that sucker right back into place. And then I ran a Carfax report, and it said undercarriage damage. So that one's probably not going to be as good as I think it is. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's an update. And by the way, I'm not done. I told you I'm still looking at a Dodge Viper. I don't think I need it, seeing as, well, you know, we literally have this one on the channel already. But I want you guys to do me a favor, drop your comments below and tell me what you think of the new, man, between the ants and the mosquitoes, I might not live through the end of this video. Tell me what you think about the Viper truck. Now that we fixed it for basically nothing, is this something I should hold on to because I got it for such a good price? Should I drive it and enjoy it? Or do you think we should send it down the road, sell it, and buy something else? Do you think I should buy another Dodge Viper, a first-gen Dodge Viper? I don't know. Those, I think, are not the most desirable. And on top of that, Sam Crack already bought one, which makes me think somebody else on YouTube as big as him making videos on it, I probably don't need one because I can't compete with that guy. With that, I'm going to get out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.